All right, welcome to this Paradise League production. I'm BreakyCPK, joined by Dutchownage. We have some Heroes of Newerth coming at you. I can't believe I'm saying that again here in 2024, but here we are, thanks to Project Congour and the Paradise League. We got the HoN Pro Tournament season number 3, $500 on the line, and we got 4 teams that are going to be competing for that $500 prize pool. So again, I'm just happy to be here. As I said, I'm joined by Dutchownage. You've been around for a while. How's it going, man?
It's going good. Yeah, I'm very happy to be casting with you. It's amazing. Like a pure nostalgia trip right there. So, yeah. We could just go right into the bands, I guess.
That's always a good thing, right? You know, here we are into the game, our first game. We are going to be doing 2 best-of-3s today. This is the semifinals. Getting right into it, obviously, as I mentioned, only 4 teams, but again, looking forward to some good Heroes of Newerth action. Top Green Tack versus Vinicius. Hopefully I pronounced those correctly right there. But a best of 3 to kick it off. Game number 1, the bands have completed. So I'll let you take care of the whole analyzing thing, because I've been playing a little bit of HoN recently, but it's been a while since I've watched some top tier Heroes of Newerth. So what do we think of these bands here?
Yeah, for sure. Like, okay, so I know that Kevin's team. Let's to start off. Kevin's team is like the Hellborn team here. It's Captain Hugge is Kevin. And also, actually, it's probably some familiar players to you as well. For example, what you got is Orange here. So I should remember, or like ring a bell to you.
Wait, who's what you got?
Orange.
That's Captain Hugge?
No. Like Captain Hugge is Kevin. That's the pink guy.
Is there somebody named Orange that I'm just missing?
No. Top Green Tack, orange color.
I don't think. Oh, the orange color. Okay, there we go. Wait.
There you go. That is what you got.
I don't see an orange. Am I colorblind? Which one's orange? Tell me. What's their name?
Like
Top Green Tag. Okay, Top Green Tag. Okay.
Yeah.
I don't know why that was so confusing. First off, that's so weird though. Now that you mention, I don't see it. It's like a brown color to me. That's okay. Anyways,
yeah, but I mean, like,
that is what
I meant
you
the player color. Anyway, sorry. So I know that like Kevin really likes to pick up the Flux lately. Flux has been like a very strong hero for like just teamfight presence, right? With the ultimates for huge displacements. It kind of like pulls the supporting cast that you usually have. Like these days, heroes like Andro, Monarch, Pearl, we've seen also picked up. Those are like the heroes that are most often picked for the support role.
Mm-hmm.
And like heroes that can basically really sacrifice themselves or in general like save their carry in some kind of way. So
I gotta say, I love to see the Pearl pick. I'm a huge Pearl fan, as I've been bringing up lately as well. It's always been a hero that I've really enjoyed, and we didn't necessarily see a lot of it throughout the years. But is Pearl? I mean, I'm guessing Pearl's one of the top tier supports right now.
Yeah, so Pearl actually has gotten like a lot more popular in the last, I say, 3 to 4 months. And she definitely got some buffs, right? So, like her ultimate is now a burst heal as well. So it used to just heal for something per second, and now it's like 150, 250, 350 instant heal. And most notably, also the Q is now just a lot stronger early on as harass, you know.
Mm-hmm.
If you look at how much damage it does level 1, it's 120 damage actually.
I've noticed that since I've been playing her quite a bit in some of my pub games, and dominating as usual, but it seems like even that much more. So also that the soothing presence, you can now jump into fights with this at a preservation initiations. They're a saving tool. It's a fantastic toolkit. So happy to see that over there.
Yeah, or even like you can use it aggressively as well. Use like push or getting in front of them and pushing them back with the robo bubble.
Yeah. Scrap to go along with it. You got Pharaoh, Empath, and Monkey King on the other side. Monkey King was that first overall pick as we enter the next tier of bands. But Empath, speaking of strong support, she's, of course, the steroid carry enhancing support. Going to be tying it with the Monkey King, perhaps somebody else. But thoughts so far on that lineup?
So the Empath is actually a hero we really have not seen a lot of, mostly because she doesn't really have the same level of defensive utility that like other popular heroes do, like the Monarch, you know?
Yeah.
So I'm kind of surprised to see that pick up. Pharaoh, I'm not that surprised by. Pharaoh, so there are a couple of heroes that actually got buffed in the last patch, which is, I think, like 4 months ago-ish. And Pharaoh notably was one of them, where they brought back the Mana Drain and the Mummies. The Soul now has like a slow attached to it for 2 seconds.
Okay.
And just in general, like lower cooldown. So, you know, it's just really convenient early initiation. And Monkey King, I'm surprised that they pick it up this early, because Monkey King is not really super strong right now, I would say. It's like situationally really good, you know? If they have a lot of skill shots, you know, like a pyromancer, like an engineer, you can dodge all of that.
Mm-hmm.
But to pick it like up first is, maybe they have a plan with it. I don't know.
You would certainly hope so. You're going to go first pick Monkey King. I guess my question is if we're going to see a mid or safe lane. I think it's potential that it could be both, right? So maybe a little bit of that versatility, however you want to call it, setting up early here. But Hammerstorm, going to be the carry choice. Pretty confident there on the Hellborn side, as that's picked up by Vinicius.
So they have played Monkey King dual mid a lot, actually. Because the strong part of like Monkey King dual middle is that, well, you have escapes, of course, with the Q to W. But the same way, you also can just put a ward down, like in the middle of the lane, in the mid lane, and use the ward to like vault over it, use the W, and get like twice the distance, and basically have like a 500, 700 range initiation tool at that point.
That's so great. That's right. You reminded me that you could do that. You could do it off of wards. That's great. So I'm sure we're going to see some of that play coming out.
Yeah, we're absolutely going to see. It's probably going to be Aston playing the Monkey King. He's quite good at that hero. And it's probably going to be, Andro plus Monkey King dual lane middle. That's very strong with the minus armor from the Aurora.
Okay. So I want to put this out there real quickly. So jungle's not something we should expect to see. Is that fair to say?
Now, if you look at the bans, there is one jungle hero that's notably banned, isn't it?
What do we got? Ophelia? Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, Ophelia is still a strong hero. And what you got is, of course, famous for that jungle Ophelia.
Mm-hmm.
So, it is indeed the pink or like Hellborn that banned it. So I'm not that surprised by it. If you're looking at the Legion side, by the way, we also see the Pharaoh pickup. And one notable thing about Pharaoh is that a Pharaoh practically always goes to a solo lane. You can't really dual lane effectively with Pharaoh. It just doesn't do enough for that, right?
Mm-hmm.
So, but you usually want to play it suicides, because Pharaoh can get some last hits, be annoying, like rest a little bit. And then like once you get level 6, suddenly like you have like a 2k range initiation tool. And then you can like start roaming. So let's get it on. Once they saw that, the way that like Top Green Tech usually likes to play this, or Legion, is in a 2-1 or 1-2-2. Dual mids, dual short lane, and solo long lane. And I think that's also what we're going to see here. So probably Pharaoh going to be solo top, Monkey King plus Andro in the mid lane, and then we have Empath plus Madman in the bottom lane, I would say, most likely.
Okay, so now, obviously, if you're aware of that, I'm sure Vinicius is very aware of that as well. How did they set up, knowing that that's likely going to be the case? Do they try to go for the solo match up top against a Pharaoh? Do the dual mid themselves, or what's the response, would you say? Yeah,
so you can either pick a stronger dual mid lane. One like very strong dual mid that's actually been picked up a lot over the last 2 years, I would say, is a puppet plus a prisoner in the mid lane. It's a very nasty combo, as you probably can imagine, right?
Yeah.
So yeah, you start with the W on the enemy from the puppet master into a free hook into like a 2.5 seconds Q from the puppet master, and meanwhile, like, both of you are just auto attacking. It's very difficult to play against. So I don't know if it was. There's a good chance it's banned, actually. Yeah,
I think it's all
is
prisoner
actually
banned for sure. Yeah.
So that's probably just to not allow them to pick up that combo.
Yeah.
But yeah, so there are a couple of ways you can can play against it. So one option is, of course, have a trial lane. Really secure that farm on your short lane, or like your carry. And because you know that Pharaoh is going to be suicide, I used to play with Vulca a lot, so we used to pick up Pharaoh for him all the time. And for example, what Testy's team at one point did was they just picked up a Zephyr in the solo short lane. And so you send like a Pharaoh into the long lane against the Zephyr. That's not gonna end up well for the Pharaoh, you know?
Mm-hmm.
Because Pharaoh just, like early on, you can't really put pressure. You have a lot of auto attack damage, like high base damage, and like a little bit of harass damage. But, if Zephyr just starts manning up to you, you're just going to die.
Yeah.
Then you can either do that, so a trial lane. You can play like stronger dual mid lane, or you can just dodge it entirely.
Okay.
I'm not sure. Like, Monkey King plus Andro is a very difficult lane to play against. Oh, actually, it might be Empath mid lane.
That's so far, yeah. Empath with the Monkey King is initially. I mean, obviously, this is very, very early on. Could just be taking that path to go to the bottom lane. Like, who knows, really? As we're sitting in another pause right here, but obviously, one of the players, Menelay, having some. Wait, do they have the same name? Am I seeing that right?
One is an L, one is an I, capital I.
Oh God, are you serious?
Yeah.
Think of the casters. Come on.
Yeah, I'm just going to call them Tundra or Hammerstorm.
Yeah, Tundra, Hammerstorm.
I'm fairly certain that the real Menelay is Tundra. He plays that a lot.
Okay.
Speaking of Tundra, have you seen? I'm kind of curious. Have you seen my magic recently?
Have I seen the what?
My magic recently.
Oh, your magic? No.
No. I'll send you the clip after the game then.
Well, some Tundra magic.
Yeah.
Well, you got to tease me and then not say it. Like, I mean, come on.
Fine. So the bird from Tundra, right?
Sure.
It's as like a recall ability, like, Boo Q, where you can like send the bird back to you, or like Boo back to you on bot side.
Yeah.
So that doesn't disjoint. From the Tundra bird callback doesn't disjoint. So what I figured out is that you like stand in the wells Tundra, you send the bird with a pebbles like all the way to their jungle, you toss an enemy on the bird, and then you call back the bird. The enemy will fly all the way to the base.
I mean, that doesn't sound intended.
What do you mean? 100% intended.
That is not intended. Let's just go ahead and call it what it is. It's not intended. But that would be hilarious to see. I would.
Yeah, it was hilarious. It was absolutely hilarious.
I wouldn't mind seeing that, but that seems broken. Yeah,
it should get fixed soon, but I don't. They have nothing that can actually abuse it, so I don't think we're going to see anything like that.
Except now you just told everyone tuning in, and you're gonna see a lot of Tundra Pebbles combos now.
I already I think the clip got like 500 views or something in 2 days. For HoN, that's a lot.
Yeah, that's fair.
Anyway, sorry. Go back to the other picks, the one like okay, so Scrap is also a hero that's seen a lot these days, and that is mainly for the 4x.
Mm-hmm.
Actually, no, sorry, two reasons. One, Scrap is a very strong laner with both the Mousetrap and the Zoomerang, I think it's called, yeah, being a lot stronger these days. So, Zoomerang got like 120 damage for like one mana level 1. And the Mousetrap got buffed a lot as well, dealing 140 damage early on. If you manage to hit both instances of it.
Okay.
So it's just a very efficient spell, you know? And then once you get like hit level 6, Scrap just constantly creates space for you. Because you just send 4x to one lane, and you go with the team and push out something else. And what it does, it automatically pushes lanes for you, so the enemy normally like pushes lanes and then tries to take some jungle stacks or some jungle farm from you and just tries to make their area of influence, let's call it that, larger, right? But if you're ahead with the Scrap and the enemy has to deal with 4x, which is something that usually only like a carry can actually do, because like a support is just going to take 2 years before 4x actually dies. You're forcing them to deal with it and to be like in a certain position, you know, to kill 4x. While you can basically take all the other resources on the map. Mm-hmm. And that's the strong part of the 4x, if you understand that.
Okay,
I don't know.
So
I don't know if I explained it clearly.
No, yeah, that was well explained. Great space creator, great laner, and Vorax is OP. I think is the TLDR you got from there. So
well, yeah, it's like okay, so it takes a lot of space, right? So if you are like space starved, if you're under a lot of pressure, Scrap doesn't really provide much for you because you know you send 4x to a lane, but if you are already like if your carry's already suffering, then he needs that lane to farm. He needs some place to farm, and 4x just taking farm. And notably, like Scrap doesn't get like all the money if 4x kills the creep. It's only 65%. So it's a bit of like a trade-off. You definitely want to pick a Scrap with gank heroes. Because if you force the enemy to deal with 4x, then that allows opportunities for you to go and, you know, gank them, basically. So think like the heroes that like can gank really good, but that can't really push out lanes. So Deadwoods, Fade, those heroes, you know? So of course, like Tundra works really well with that as well. But aside from the Tundra here, I don't really see much setup potential, like gank potential here. Because Alonia, early on specifically, mainly wants to just farm a lot. You know, with those spammable spells, get the Grimoire of Power early on, and then be this huge presence in the team fight.
Mm-hmm.
But Alonia probably needs to get a tablet, I would say, against Pharaoh this game. Because otherwise Pharaoh just jumps him and he's dead. And then secondly, you see both Monkey King and Madman are actually really strong against Alonia, I would say. Because they just don't get kited. Madman gets plus 120 movement speed with his stalk. And Monkey King, you know, has the Q and the W to get to close the gap.
Mm-hmm.
It's actually going to be a solo middle. That is surprising.
You could tell almost like they were still discussing it up until the very last second as far as who they wanted to wear, because Pearl was initially started mid and now he's ending up towards the top lane. So, hey, his lane's going to be interesting to see how they play out. I mean, it is the traditional 2-1-2. I guess you could say for the Hellborn side, but Legion side going with that dual lane mid, as you called it. Monkey King matched up with the Empath,
actually,
of course.
Pharaoh might be in a little bit of trouble.
He is in a lot of trouble. Great hero blocking coming out. Asphyxiate again in 2 more seconds. I think that's going to be enough. Yeah, there's the auto attack. Asphyxiate. Mana Battery ain't saving him. Bloodlust gonna be happening. Favoring the Hellborn side.
Yeah, he even used the golden apple there for some burst healing, but wasn't enough. And I think
guess
like
that was golden apple. Okay, yeah.
Yeah. What that shows is just like the power of the new Q, right? Because like the Q only used to do like, I don't know, like 80 damage or something. And it's just so much more now. That combined with like huge auto attack damage from the... Oh, actually, Tundra might be in a bit of trouble as well.
Oh, man already stalking in. Gets the magic missile off. Scrap doing everything he can with that boomerang to harass them and push them back. It will save Tundra, but of course he took plenty of damage. Gonna have to eat some tangos, and gonna be a while before he's gonna be regen safely to be comfortable again. But Scrap still poking at them. And Mama going back in for Tundra. Tundra getting greedy. Yeah. He will remain alive, though, but not afraid to trade some auto attacks here.
No mana on the Batman. He needed 7 more mana. Oh, and it's dead in mid lane.
Thought that at the last second. Good job getting that tower aggro off of the Monkey King 2. That would have been a turn kill, but they just dove. They dove Alonia at the tower. And she just simply couldn't get away from that Monkey King Empath combo.
Yeah. It's really difficult as like Alonia here. Because if Empath walls you off, but like you can't back off for like 3 seconds. Oh, Scrap and Monkey King. That's all haste on the Scrap, actually. He just got that.
Yeah, it gets the rune first. Monkey King gonna use a heavily vault. Is gonna play defensively, though. No point to going further again with the haster. And he's not really gonna be able to chase him down anyway, so good harassment from Scrap and back to the bottom lane, or maybe some regen he goes. But yeah, still not making adjustments after the fact. I mean, looks like Vinicius is pretty content on having the effective lane top, getting Hammerstorm free farm, knowing that Alonia is going to struggle in that mid lane.
Yeah. Like, Alonia can recover quite easily, though. But, you know, that is like with stacks and stuff and farm. So, like, Alonia can farm stacks quite quickly. The problem is, like, if Alonia falls behind, he's basically just another creep that you can farm.
Yeah.
And like, you know, what they're doing right now is they're effectively locking down the Pharaoh. But once Pharaoh gets level 6, he's still gonna be useful. And even like early on with the Tormented Soul having 12 seconds cooldown on level 4. It's so easy to get assists and stuff. Or just snipe some last hits here and there. So I think... So, okay, if I were in their situation right now, right? I would say Pearl is like really strong for this mid lane here. Because Pearl has the leap. If they use the Empath wall to block the leap... actually, Pearl might be in a bit of trouble here.
Empath wall is not going to be in range.
Just
thought that wall was going to come out, but yeah, just Pearl's going to get away. Going to protect the rune as mentioned. It will be... Well, what was it actually? Missed it. Oh, Tundra's in trouble though. Tundra's dead. Yeah, noticing that Scrap was rotating for that rune. Good job by TGT here to play aggressive as a result and get that free kill on Tundra.
Yeah. I think like Tundra at that point should just play a little bit more passive probably. Than he likely did. And there was a regeneration rune, by the way, on Empath. Oh, okay. Maybe some lag issues.
Yeah, it's talking about obviously Tundra was one that's reconnecting several times at the beginning of the game, so hopefully gets sorted out. Not too much time here, but it gives us time to kind of overanalyze and take a look. I mean, look at the GPM. I'm still getting used to the HoN spectator interface again, and it's reminding me how great this spectator interface is, man. I love it.
Really?
So much good information. Oh, absolutely. I mean, it's definitely for especially it's been around for like 15 years now, 10 years plus at least. So either way, Hammerstorm is top farm in the game. He's almost 400 gold per minute. That's not surprising considering the very successful lane they're having up top for him. How is that going to translate, do you think, here for Vinicius?
Well, Hammerstorm is definitely like a hero that can easily solo carry a game, right? Hammerstorm these days is, you know, with that ultimate is really insane. If you get a staff on him, that's another basically short range PK. And just a lot of movements that's that the Hammerstorm gets. The issue I'm seeing here against like what he's up against is Pharaoh can lock him down quite effectively. Pharaoh's not going to survive very long if he ultimates and mummy walls the Hammerstorm, but you know, he doesn't need to. He just needs to lock him down for 6 seconds, and that's enough. And the Madman and the Monkey King are not really the easiest heroes to lock down for the Hammerstorm. They're just really like slippery. Oh, actually, Alonia might be in a lot of trouble here.
Oh, the wraparound. Tundra's also nice, fine. But yeah, here's that wraparound as mentioned. Wall, not going to be used yet. It looks like Alonia knows something's up. Very suspicious. Does have a ward over here. Okay, so able to spot that incoming flank gank. And 6 minutes going to be coming up, so more rune control to be happening.
Yeah, a good rune control here from the Pharaoh. Alonia did manage to pick up a DD rune, but it's more about denying than like he doesn't even have his bottle of his own. And notably, like Monkey King even like walked into the enemy jungle bit. Oh, actually middle.
Well, middle and bot in both lanes having some action. Middle lane though, Alonia trying to turn now as Monkey King gets back. But speaking of that bottom lane, Tundra is going to end up falling. As Scrap once again just simply can't do enough to save his teammate. Madman and Andromeda, such a potent combination. That Aurora level 3 enhancing so much damage from this Madman, who is level 6. No ultimate yet for him, but not needed. Of course, going the 3-3 build, and they might go for Scrap. That's going to be a free kill.
Yeah. Scrap is like really strong early on, but I feel like they should be winning the lane bottom. I'm gonna be honest with you. Because like Scrap has so much damage early on. Now it's not that easy to hit like the mouse trap on something like Madman without another stun. But you don't need to. You just need to spam Zoomerang. It's 120 damage every now and then, and like Scrap has really high base damage.
Yeah.
But I think like 1 or 2 deaths early on kind of hamstrung his laning presence. So
yeah, really. It feels like this Hellborn team, they are kind of built in to be running this 4-1 strategy, but the other 4 heroes just not really doing too well. And they're not going to be able to necessarily come online until they're level 6s, right? You know, you got Tundra, of course, his level 6 with the Avalanche. Pearl, of course, defensively. Of course, Vorax, you mentioned, stressed how important that is.
Oh, mid lane?
Scrap's still level 4. Speaking of Melonia mid lane, who's also not level 6, just barely not level 6, is going to end up getting taken out before she's able to hit that point. The struggles continue for everyone else but this Hammerstorm on Vinicius' side.
And there are not even that many stacks or something like that for the... Oh, Pearl actually managed to snipe the Illusion in here. That's probably good. There are not that many stacks. Like, Alonia is going to need the jungle as well to recover, because, you know, Alonia is suffering right now, so you can't even really, like, just stack up the jungle for the Alonia. It's...
Look at how far he's diving here.
Yeah, he can, right? It's probably going mana boots, by the way. It's a common build, like on Batman these days. Because
really? Okay.
Yeah, it's... You know, you just get mana boots into Cleaver or something. Or mana boots into Mock.
Huh.
Because you just kind of need that mana pool. And it's... The alternative would be... Chalice Bottle, I would say, probably.
Yeah.
And mana boots is just, like, easier.
That's really interesting, because when you think Madman, even throughout history, you think physical damage. I mean, obviously with his ultimate of Berserk and his passive, the Gash, but he is playing this a very magic heavy, and that really goes to that mid lane, by the way, Alonia. Oh, nice freeze on a Monkey King, preventing the kill from happening, and with Scrappy in there too. In fact, Monkey King's in trouble. I thought, oh, he is going to make it away just barely with a heavily vault, but... And the dash combo. But yeah, good turn, Scrap. That would have been huge for the Hellborn team. They really needed that, but at least they save Alonia.
Did you see what he did there as well with the rep fort?
Is he use it for the vault? Okay.
Yeah. He placed down the rep fort and instantly vaulted over it.
Yeah, that's strong. That's very well played.
Yeah, it's like if you vault over a ward, it's like a building. So you're going to jump 600 distance. Oh yeah, Tundra's in a lot of trouble, yeah.
He's like, team, please do something. Well, they're pushing top lane, so they are going to get a tower out of this. But yeah, Tundra, it's 0-4. He's still not level 6, man. They just need that avalanche, and, you know, maybe something can happen. And you would hope for the Hellboard side, you know, look to try to make use of that, because this is just not a game where he's going to be too useful otherwise right now. But man, Elder Parasite, I just saw that picked up by Hammerstorm. So speaking of good farm, again, he has continued to be on top, and they absolutely... But I want to go back to what you were stressing earlier, Dutch, is that this is not a lineup that Hammerstorm likes to play against across the board. So even with this great farm, it feels like it's going to be hard to translate to success without the teammate support still being able to lock things in place and allowing him to hit targets.
This trying to set up for top lane, by the way.
No. Asphyxiate. Boomerang, but with the TP. Volca, he saw that coming from a mile away, it feels like. Do they have a ward? No, he just simply spider senses tingling.
I feel like they could have killed him there, though. Hammerstorm had, like, Q, so... Oh, Hammerstorm not having W is actually really interesting. Oh, bottom there. Tundra using ultimates on the Madman, but he instantly backs off.
Yeah. No chance there, but we do see our first avalanche, not much success with it. But yeah, you're talking about Hammerstorm's build, so passing up Galvanize altogether. I mean, this is just screams, I'm farming. That's all this is.
Yeah, like, I like, okay, so these days, the Galvanize also gives allies, bottom lane.
And charge in Andromeda, no avalanche, remember, but they are going to get the turn kill. Madman making his way out of that. That's 4 TPs, or 4 heroes being here for the side of Vinicius. They would like to kill a Madman as well. Do they got any kind of vision? Hammerstorm, just slow though, and Fa is just simply going to walk away. The rev ward goes down, but it's way too late. So the whole team of Vinicius is here. Likely just going to now push this bottom tower with it.
Yeah, maybe they want to, like, make sure that's, or like maybe look at their jungle and the enemy jungle, see if there's anything there. Perhaps get some wards up, or take something if it's stacked. And there's the 4x, by the way, going top lane, so to just freely push out the lane. Yeah, I think they just need to indeed go as 5 and make stuff happen, because the more they are like separate from each other, the more they are just going to get picked off, right?
Yeah.
Because, you know, Pharaoh is level 6 now, 7 now. He has that ultimate he can set up really easily. And the Madman... Sorry, go
ahead. No, go ahead.
Madman is just gonna chase you down otherwise, right? We have seen this with the Tundra a lot. And where Madman just kind of keeps chasing him until he dies. And just with the items he has right now, with just red boots, it's not enough to really contest anything.
Yeah, setting up. This is an interesting posture by both teams. The Hellborn team's going to make their way back as
DD Monkey King. That
he wants to make something.
That is scary. Oh, they're doing Kongor.
Very early Kongor.
I mean, yeah, with Hammerstorm you can. They are going to know because the Tormented Soul gives 6 or 10 seconds vision afterwards. Andrew is making his way over.
I see it, but it's too late. Good chance for the sniper, the scouting, but obviously Vinicius is successful, and they get their plus stats as a result. Vitality picked up by Hammerstorm, so he is that much buffer himself. Speed across the board elsewhere, of course, you'd expect. But yeah, when you look at the overall, kind of take a step back, 13.5 minutes in right now, the overall items that are being progressed. You mentioned the mana boots finished on Madman, so yes, just a lot more QW spam. Brass Knuckles picked up by Monkey King, but these are these early game items. We still haven't really seen our first like big item yet, and it's coming on Hammerstorm. That BKB, as it tends to be, is going to be finished soon, or Shrunken Head, excuse me. Going to be finished soon on Hammerstorm, and that seems like all right, we need to make plays now if you're Vinicius here.
Yeah, it kind of. So Shrunken on the Hammerstorm is, of course, just a good item, right? But it also just allows you to farm more aggressively. Now, they do have like 2 superior cancels with both the Andro and the Pharaoh. So even if he TPs, Shrunken TPs, he's still going to potentially, you know, get cancelled there. But it's not like Hammerstorm really needs another farming tool. You know, Hammerstorm just needs like an Elder, and that's it. Then he can farm.
Yeah.
What I would really like for the Hammerstorm to pick up is a Frost Wolf after. Because oh, by the way, look at the Monkey King trying to set something up here. They really have this jungle on the lockdown.
They do. It's going to say the vision, it's not really much for the Hellborn side. I mean, Scrap's dead. Well, maybe not. Actually, I thought those were the...
There are 3 people there. Actually, there might be Monkey King in a bit of trouble if he's not careful.
Yeah, obviously they see him. Asphyxiate coming out, slowing him down the wall. Not the greatest wall to sentry, but Hammerstorm pathing's awkward. Took the stun from the heal, broke immediately. Not going to go in, though, so SthonX is like, you know, it's not worth it. Let's just keep toying with them. Hammerstorm's not getting farm in the meantime, so I suppose that's good.
So that's the weakness of this lineup, is where if the Tundra is not there to initiate, no one is going to initiate. Because, you know, Alonia can't really, with this level of farm that she has. Like, if she has a tablet and a PK, maybe she can, like, you know, QW stun and have, like, a 2-second stun or something like that. But, like this, it's difficult. So, unless the Tundra is setting something up, Tundra might actually be in a bit of trouble here in the bottom lane.
Tundra. There's the initiation. Tundra's like, do I use my avalanche? It runs out of mana anyway, so don't think it would have been worth it. It's pretty much a lost cause here. Make it take as long as possible. And he's certainly doing that, but eventually Volca gets credit for the killing blow. His first one of the game. But yeah, Tundra, I mean, got a little bit of space there. He's level 8 now in his items. You know, he's got some early items to work with, but struggle still somewhat continues as mid lane, Scrap going out the heal, is trying to keep alive against the Monkey King. Gets the set up at the wall from Empath. Says, no, no, no. You ain't going anywhere. And then Monkey Kill will get the kill in the end. 9-2 now, favoring the Legion side.
So, in much the same reason that that Hammerstorm doesn't need a farming item, I would say, I would argue the same thing for Monkey King, right? If Monkey King has mana, like the Q, what he did here was like QEQ. That is enough to clear a wave. So you don't really need like a cleaver or something like that on a Monkey King.
Yeah.
And he's probably going for a Shrunken to basically just survive the follow-up, you know? If like Tundra ultimates him, he doesn't want to get stunned by and the Scrap and the Alonia and the Hammerstorm.
Well, yeah, I think Alonia is one of those heroes alone. It's like, especially if farming Alonia, you just get Drunken Head again. if you're a carry event, you need that to be able to be mobile. Even as a Monkey King, you certainly want to have that freedom against the Alonia. So, yeah, it makes sense as an item. It looks like the Mach is going to be coming for Madman, by the way. You're talking about that, this whole Mana Boots Mach build. That's something, man. But it's just so much. I really kind of like it here, though, thinking more about it, though, because going back to the idea of the QW spam being, of course, all the magic, Hammerstorm is starting to level up that Galvanize now. You mentioned the armor that he gains as well as teammates. Good in theory against a Monkey King Madman, but if Madman's building this heavy magic damage, then that's not going to do much against it.
Yeah, and the nice thing about something like a Mach is it cancels PKs, of course. So you can like run in and cancel PKs before like they get a chance to PK out. Because of course, like if you would have like just a cleaver. Oh, sorry, in the bottom lane. They're really itching to go here. But it's just Alonia with like Steam Boots that can initiate. So yeah, Tundra with Steam Boots that can initiate, so it's really difficult for them.
Well, I think the Legion team did a good job there of making the right decision, because again, their big couple of big items are come. Mach just finished now. Pharaoh's going to jump in mid lane. Alonia has that tablet, a great item to have, and they do turn action on Monkey King. Tundra there with the Avalanche, so 1-for-1 so far, but the fight continues. Pearl going in, not going to pop the ultimate just yet. Instead, throws out the Soothing Presence, heals up Tundra, and now they're going on an Empath. Empath the stun, nice swap at the last second. Hammerstorm forced to commit pretty deep for this. Did not pop the Shrunken Head yet. Dropping half life, but has team support, and somehow nobody more dying. I'm surprised at that. Ends up only being the 1-for-1.
Yeah, that's actually just a really good kill though, because like Alonia had like 200 something GPM before that against like a 500 GPM Monkey King. That's definitely something I'll do, or they would like to trade. But yeah, like the tablets being really big against the Pharaoh, of course, but Pharaoh can still just chase people down. And I'm so happy, because I have been complaining and crying about people not buying wind whistles for the past 3 years. And I finally got through to people. Look at Pharaoh picking up the wind whistle. Yeah. Actually allowing it to chase people down. What a guy.
It's only, what, 200 gold, right? Yeah, for 15 movement speed? That's kind of ridiculous when you really think about it.
Yeah, so, like, okay, like chat is probably sick of tired of hearing this, but I like compare it to the value of boots, right? So basically, like, you get boots is like 500 gold for 45 movement speed, red boots.
Yeah.
And wind whistle, 200 gold for 15 movement speed. It's almost the same value, but if someone would not buy red boots, you'd call him a griefer.
Yeah.
By the way, we see them doing Kongor here really easily with the Pharaoh, of course.
Yeah, Andromeda being the protector.
Yeah. I think more like scouting birds, or trying to scout the bird, you know? They haven't really made use of the Shiver that much. Because, like, the vision is insane, but if you're not playing aggressively, then, you know, how much good is it actually going to do?
Mm-hmm.
We also see Pearl picking up the eye. I really do like that. Because they need... Oh. That's Cass's curse right there.
I was going to say, that was an accident, right? I mean, there's no purpose. Unfortunate.
Yeah. No,
was he
like
trying to pop the eye or something and then accidentally? Yeah, either way.
I don't know, dude. I think it's just a misclick. Maybe he tried to leap up the hill or something.
Oh, yeah.
They're doing their Kong right now. I don't think that they're going to be too interested in, like, contesting this. Oh, actually, that's a big smoke.
Yeah. They know. Now, can they get here in time? They saw the live Kongor. This is the second Kongor. It is going to be successful. Now, what do you do if you're the Legion? Do you go in? Yes, Pharaoh says yes, it's time to go in. A great jump. Using Mummies late, though, they eventually just turn their attention to Tundra, who got caught as the one-man standing. And that will be the only kill. So, honestly, if you're the Hellborn side, I think you're pretty overall satisfied with the outcome there. You got Kongor, and all you lost was your Tundra. That's not the biggest deal in the world.
Yeah, and like especially like doing Kongor against the Pharaoh it's just really difficult. Because the Pharaoh rockets, the vision lasts for 10 seconds, and the cooldown of the ability is 12 seconds. So, oh, actually, that's scrap, I think.
Scrap. That's one of those as a caster, you're like, yeah, this is definitely going to be a kill, and little does he know in his perspective, has no clue what's going on. Yeah, no chance there for Scrap. That's going to translate into a tower kill as well, as Hammerstorm just going to throw out the hammer, but not much going to come of it. So Legion side just doing that great map control. They still have 2 secondary towers to get through, top and bottom, but they've taken over the jungle now, and Monkey King and Madman both continue to keep very close to this Hammerstorm. But Hammerstorm is still in the lead when it comes to GPM. It's really just that following cast once again. We talked about Alonia. She's got the tablet now. She even goes to Void Talisman, which kind of makes sense against what they're up against, but not really the most aggressive items to be had.
No. Monkey King just going for like for armor build now, or like Soulsborg, maybe Demonic Lady. Oh, Pharaoh going in.
Finds Tundra yet again. Nice tablet on out. Pearl does have that ultimate and the preservation ready to go. In fact, we're going to see the bubble popping out. Now Pharaoh in trouble. He's getting low, pops that blade mill, but it's not going to matter. Andromeda and Pharaoh both go down. Tundra managed to stay alive that whole time. Hammerstorm was running after Monkey King meanwhile. Monkey King going to vault over the ledge, though, and get away, but Madman going down in the midst of that, I mean, that was a hell of a turn for Vinicius.
Yeah, so Hammerstorm just went on the Andromeda in the backline there, stunned and just like 3-shot her. Because Hammerstorm also has the Insanitarius now, of course. And like he just does so much damage at this point. And they need the Andro to save whoever the Hammerstorm is jumping. And like, he didn't really get much auto attacks in, the Hammerstorm, but you know, you don't need much auto attacks if you 3-shot people. And the Madman just got stunned by something. I don't even know what, actually.
I think, so Avalanche, still checking on that.
75 seconds cooldown, so it was used last team fight, yeah.
It was, but that's just, it doesn't stun others, right? It is just the one target. They didn't like make a change there, okay. It almost looked like multiple got stunned from it, but, so something else must have, it might have been like the mousetrap or something.
Okay, so it's possible, like, the Avalanche, of course, if you use on something else, it's like a 50% movement speed.
Yeah,
slow.
Pushback.
So it's difficult to dodge the mousetrap afterwards, I guess.
Yeah, that's something locked him in place, and he's dead. And you know, that honestly feels like one of those fights where it's like, this game's opening up now a little bit. Nice get away from Alonia, very close there. But this game is definitely opening up, and I mean, we're not definitely close to late game just yet, but is that a first statement? Is this a pretty even game now?
By the way, look at the smoke ganks incoming.
Oh yeah, they want Madman. Oh. They're going to get Madman. Andromeda there for the immediate save. Is definitely playing there for that purpose. This is going to be the sacrificial lamb. And so Madman gets away, but Vinicius definitely has a front foot now. They're the ones playing with tempo here.
Yeah, on the other hand, like, you know, they use like 200 gold there for the smoke. Or 300 gold for the team smoke. And all they got out of it is like one Andro is... I think like Hellborn or Legion is fine with that. Because they also have the scrap to now counter push some more. And this is what I meant with like normally you would have to send someone bottom to counter push that lane, right? And now with the scrap, you just send 4x bottom and he's gonna counter push that lane. Meanwhile, you can take over your jungle and maybe farm a little bit of theirs. As Madman might actually be in some trouble here.
Oh yeah.
There's no ultimate Tundra.
That probably is the saving grace there. Yeah, without that, they just really don't have that lockdown. And it got no blink on Alonia. She wasn't even there anyway. So, yeah, Madman is able to get away. But once Avalanche is off cooldown, that.
Like shoutcasters like in the last, I don't know, like 6-7 months a couple of times. And like my vocal cords, like my throat actually fucking hurts after like a cast. It's really like, you don't think about it. It's if you have to like really start talking fast and stuff.
Yeah.
It gets you have to be trained for that shit. I can imagine.
Yeah, just hydration is the #1 key with that. Hot tea, I definitely do quite a bit in the longer casting. Yeah, it's definitely got to train for it for sure over time. But all right, looks like we are good to go though.
Yeah, but so okay, the like Hammerstorm picking up Basher here. It's not something I really like too much. Okay, so you have the altars, of course. Or sorry, the Oblivion Hammer, I mean, sorry. The upgraded Basher, you know? I don't know, like, how familiar you are with the new items.
Well, that's that's the one that's, like, based on their life pool, right?
No. It's,
that's Bloodborne Maul, no.
Sorry, Oblivion Hammer.
Oblivion Hammer, okay, I'm looking at it now, yeah.
Yeah, it's just the upgraded Basher.
Yeah.
Health Black Legion plus Basher. And
so
the good thing is...
Okay, it's equivalent to the, okay, I get it now.
It's just an upgraded Brutalizer. But it also has, like, the ability to use the item and, like, get a secure stun.
It's an Abyssal Blade. That's what I was going to say, yeah. From Dota, it looks like. I don't know how familiar you are with Dota, but yeah, so it seems like that was the inspiration for it, so.
Probably, yeah. But like the downside, of course, is that like if after you use it, I don't know how Abyssal Blade works. Oh, by the way, look at this Hammerstorm running into Epath here.
Ooh, what a reaction! That was quick. There's that wind up there on Avalanche. You got to be fast fingers how to react like that. That was well played.
Also well played by Monkey King walking back there. You walked back for the Empath a little bit so the Empath could jump him.
Yeah.
Lots of armor items picked up as well, by the way. We see Demonic now. We see Lex Talionis on the Empath. Really good pickup, of course. And bottom lane.
Mammoth's in trouble. Let's go through BKB.
Oh, no. Yes! His TP got cancelled by the Andro.
That's unfortunate. They were not on the same page there, and there's the stun from Hammerstorm, and he's dead. What I was going to get at, so yeah, that's unfortunate communication there, but does... Oblivion Hammer, does that go through BKB?
Yeah, so like Brutalizer and Oblivion Hammer both go to BKB. But like the problem always with Basher or Brutalizer was that, you know, it's a 3k item. So like if you're going late game, like especially as like a strength hero who usually needs like attack speed and damage, it's difficult to have like a 3k item in your inventory when you also often need like a PK and shrunken and boots and everything else, you know. So Oblivion Hammer actually is like a lot of damage these days because it's like 50 damage, 15 strength, and just some tankiness. But like if you use the active on the Oblivion Hammer, so not the passive but the active, you are actually being like locked out from being able to bash anyone for like a little while. So it's not like you can, you know, hit, you know, first hit bash, then use the active and then bash again or something, you know?
So is it that 7 seconds it locks you out for?
Yeah.
Bashing again, it looks like? Oh, okay, that's interesting. So it's like that guarantee compared to just let the HoN gods do their thing. Okay.
Exactly. So
like
it's an interesting trade-off for sure. It's like a really interesting item because you have to think indeed, like, how badly do I need to stun here?
Yeah.
You know, if someone is TPing...
Oh, speed of stun. Andromeda gonna get stunned right there with the Avalanche Tundra. Immediate damage here, but the absolute zero with that Staff of the Master coming through. They get the turn called. Andromeda Tundra dead as well. Scrap though. You got a Hammer Storm. He's trying to find a target. Finally finds Madman, trying to lock him down. It's not long enough, however. As that was a buyback, by the way. It looks like Andromeda going to be coming back into the fight, but it's just turning out pretty well for the Legion team right here. Empath inside Monkey King and Hammerstorm. Brute Strength wearing off. He's decided to run away. Didn't even use the BKB that fight, by the way. He's now back to farming, did Hammerstorm. But it seemed like such a good jump from the Hellborn team over here on Vinicius. But again, good response that time around from Top Green Tack and able to get the numbers in their favor.
So it was a good jump indeed, but didn't know how much you saw of that, but the Pharaoh actually prevented like the entire follow-up. Because if you look at, they have a scrap tablet, they have Pearl tablets. So I think Pearl like leapt over the ledge, and I think scrap tablet over the ledge. But Hammerstorm was forced to like walk all the way around. And then the Pharaoh walled him off. So, you know, even if you pop Shrunken, like, the Pharaoh is not something... The mummies don't suddenly disappear if you're Shrunken. Yeah. And Pharaoh also having an barbed armor means that, like, you ideally don't want to hit him as a Hammerstorm.
Yeah, and that'll continue to be the issue. That goes back to this lineup, this draft. I mean, they picked Hammerstorm knowing they were up against the Monkey King already, as well as the Pharaoh especially. I mean, they knew that was going to be the matchup. Still confident with it, and yes, still... plenty of game left and arguably still feeling decent about themselves, but that's a great point you're bringing up, and a perfect example. The last fight, it seemed like they had, even having the great jump, and they just got the Staff of the Master on Alonia, by the way, as noticing that as a big absolute zero coming out as a result there. But Hammerstorm, if he can't hit targets, then all that farm means nothing, and that's exactly what we saw in that last fight. So yeah, Pharaoh's MVP of that last fight for sure.
Well, so yes, but also, like, Madman did almost die in, like, 7 hits or something. So, Hammerstorm actually used the active... He used the basher on the Madman there. And I think Madman was, like, 1 or 2 hits away from death. So, he almost got him. But we see, like, Alonia probably picking up a Staff of the Master upgrade here. So, the Master's Legacy.
We'll get to that in just a second. Yeah, as they jump on it. Tundra coming in with the Avalanche out, locking up. Monkey King BKB is active. They're just running away, though. It's Vinicius. Madman wants to chase, however. Nice job with the preservation. Even with the BKB, Madman has to respect him. But now Hammerstorm goes in. There's a target hitting. No, swap from and dropped it immediately. And I was disarmed. Hammerstorm, he just can't hit damn targets, and that's just unfortunate. BKB's going to wear off. And now Pharaoh jumps in and says, now it's our time for the Legion side. Nice job from Pearl, leaping away, though. This is a hell of a fight here by both teams in responding. But when it's all said and done, again, Hammerstorm he's unable to hit things. Okay,
so we have Staff to Master upgrade now. It's 2.3k on top of the staff. And the Hammerstorm staff, it increases the range of his Q to 900, so from 600 to 900. And after you use it, you can basically like leap to the target you used it on.
It's the Superman. It's the Superman. I love it. They put that in. That's awesome. Yeah. So they're going to give that to Okay, he did give it to Hammerstorm, as you said.
So yeah, it's like a basically, you have to look at it like a small range, like PK. It's pretty fast, basically.
Well, It also buffs the brute strength I'm looking at here, which
Yeah.
isn't as significant this game, sure, but it's still.
Well, it
some
applies.
plus damage.
No, it applies brute strength to allies.
No, that's what I'm saying. But they don't really have like right clickers alongside Hammer Storm, so it's not like the biggest buff, but it is
It's
still
honestly
something.
like the most insignificant part of staff, honestly, because like 35% base damage on allies is usually like a. Because Hammer Storm is usually not really a hero that requires like other carries to help him with damage. As a 5-man smoke is coming out.
This is big. Hammer doesn't have a blink, though, of any sorts. Hammer going to be locked in initially. Lex applied. Tundra wants to go in, but immediate BKB response from Madman. However, the Avalanche course going through it, knows that he's probably going to die. Hammerstorm jumping in. Avalanche, or Andromeda going to swap on to Monkey King. And now this from Hammerstorm, he's taking a lot of damage himself. He goes down. Empath wall to absolutely secure it. Alonia doing what she can with a great absolute zero, that is, with a flash freeze. And trying to be the last man standing, it seems like. At least get some kind of kills, but the kite is real. Andromeda will finally go down, but at a cost for Elodia's life. Pearl just back and base it up. Didn't like it. It actually didn't pop bubble. Interesting. Never really had the time, I guess. But yeah, Hammers were finally able to hit something, but got caught on an island of sorts.
Yeah, so he went in with the Q. By the way, as 4x almost pushed the bottom base tower.
Oh, yeah.
4x doing 4x things. No, but like Hammerstorm went in with the Q, but I think he got bashed by the Madman, as Madman also picked up a basher. And then he got like disarmed by the Monkey King, and then he got bashed again or something. So I think he got like 2 auto attacks off the entire team fight. And this is a Hammerstorm with like 3.5k HP or something. So yeah, it's difficult for him. But this goes back to like Monkey King. Instead of like going something like, farming item and taking more space, he went for like demonic, which gives like boosts his entire team with armor and Ebola. Which is just insane against like a single carry lineup.
Yeah, no, it's... And if I'm not mistaken, I was looking at it, it does pierce through BKB, right? It's physical, so yeah, even if he has the Shrunken activated, it doesn't matter. Still going to be disarmed, as we've seen several times.
Yeah, it is like purgeable. So you can use the BKB to the Shrunken to
after it's been used. Okay.
Yeah, so it becomes like a game of chicken usually.
Yeah.
But like Hammerstorm can play pretty. It doesn't really need to play super safe with the Shrunken because there's no big lockdown on the enemy team, right? But like, okay, Monkey King did just pick up a Hellflower and Hellflower on Pharaoh as well now. But prior to this,
good.
Yeah, no, for sure. But prior to this, they didn't really have too much of like long lockdown. Basically, just Andros done. So ideally, you want to save the Shrunken for the Bola purge. But you kind of also maybe want Pearl to just use his Q to purge the Bola.
I love the mind games. This is something. Both teams definitely adapting to the game because just as you're talking about, well, you got that chicken game of you can at least Shrunken head off the Bola, but now the Hellflowers, that changes that up completely. You got 2 Hellflowers on the Legion side now, and suddenly if you get Hellflower before, so much for using that Shrunken and you're perplexed, and that's where they could really do some damage on you. So it's this next fight's going to play out very, very interestingly. With how it's looking here. But it is, I think it's a fair statement to make that the Legion team in top green tack is in the favorite spot right now.
So I'm not sure like what this item on Hammerstorm is going. Wait, what should I? Wingbow or Ganjuro, right?
I was thinking Wingbow for sure for the disarm, or now the evasion, but
it's like here. It's really good on Wingbow these days on melee heroes. Because it also gives you attack range, which is actually quite significant.
Well,
so you
Dutch.
What?
So not to cut you, but we're talking about these reactions. Immediately, MKB's purchase or Savage Mace by the Madman.
Yeah, smart. I would have maybe said like finish the Oblivion Hammer, because like you just want that secure stun. You basically want to kite him while he has the Shrunken up. You know, use both Bola and the stun to... because if he gets like 3 or 4 auto attacks off, you're just gonna die. Because Madman doesn't have that much armor, really.
Yeah.
But
the reactions continue, though.
Yeah, Savage Mace is definitely like a more aggressive choice. I guess Savage Mace is a good choice if you think you can... if you can keep the Hellflower up. They do have Pearl, though. So Pearl can use his Q to instantly purge Hellflower.
Oh, that's a good point, actually. Yeah, I hadn't brought that up yet. Okay. So they do have a way to at least kind of deal with it. One of the Hellflowers, mind you. And then the second one goes up. Obviously, yeah, there's a lot needs to happen in succession for that to all play out there.
Okay, by the way, so 5-man Steam Smoke again.
Yeah.
4x still pushing bottom lane.
That Vorax, yeah, they're going to have to deal with that. But the smoke mid lane scrap could be caught here. Does have a sheep stick now, by the way. Ooh, Talbot's away just in time. He's going to be fine. Vorax eventually killed. So the tower is at about a third life now down there. Oh, Alonia's going to be caught, though. That's going to be a quick kill. Alonia does have buyback. Are they going to take the Congra? It looks like it.
Yeah, it's difficult for the Hellborn team to fight here because... Oh, buyback again.
Yep, there we go. The buyback. Wants to make a play with it. Pharaoh, he gets locked down. Blameo not going to save him there. Meanwhile, Hammerstone pop with the BKB, but disarmed is up. Nope, never mind. Gets taken off there, and the chase is on. Madman skirting on out of there. Kongor remains alive. The hammer's done. There it goes in on Andromeda. Going to get the one kill. No Storm Spirit. They finally kill Andromeda. Empath going the other direction. Just simply keep their carries alive as they do, but the supporting cast taken out on the Legion side. And Hammerstorm wants to go do Kongor. Looking like making the call there. And yes, they are going to go finish off Kongor now. So
yeah, and they also need to defend middle and top lane, because if they just let Monkey King do top lane, then top lane is going to be gone. But yeah, I think Hammerstorm needs... Okay, so Hammerstorm got three times the vitality. So plus 300 HP, you know?
I was just looking at that, yeah.
Is that really more valuable than like 30 movement speed in this case?
That's a good point. I was, you know, as you say that, he goes like, yeah, I think I need the movement speed. He gets the point in movement speed for this one.
Because like, the Monkey King is otherwise just going to kite you forever. And the Madman is, well, you're not really catching up to the Madman. But I would like for the Hammerstorm to pick up the Frost of Skull, because Frost of Skull these days has like two functionalities. Oh wait, there's a sheep stick pickup.
Yeah, Scrap has had it now. Monkey King, if he ends up dying, ooh, gets away just before Tundra jumps in for the Avalanche. That would have been a massive pickoff. Does have buyback, but still able to get out of there. Surfs on backwards, but very close call for the Monkey.
Yeah, so have you seen the new Frostwolf?
I think I played a game with it, yeah, so we could like activate it. Isn't like the...
Yeah. So
remind me what it does.
Yeah.
Though, yeah.
Think like Emerald Warden Wolves, like Scouting Wolves.
Okay.
That's the first ability, but like it has 7,000 range. So.
Oh, it's Scouts. Yeah, that's what it was. Yeah. It sends like.
And then the second like ability, like the second activation, is like a small range, like 900 radius, 1 second route. But that is like, that's really good. If you wanna, lock people down that's running away from you. Like, and also, like, the big thing about a root always is, Monkey King can't use his W or his Q while he's rooted.
Yeah. Oh,
they're actually chasing down the Tundra here. Tundra's dead.
Yeah, Pharaoh's knocking him in place, eventually buying the time. Fudge just goes, don't worry, I got this. Quick kill still there.
Can we report him for, like, KSing at this point?
Yeah, let's just kick him out of the game. That's worthy of it.
Actually reported. No, but like, okay, so Madman at this point has still surprisingly low armor, because he has the Abyssal Skull buff on him right now that the Andro picked up. But if you take it away, he only has like 13 armor or something. Which for an agility carry is like really low,
Sorry, a Monkey King, right? Or no, wait, who are you talking about?
Madman.
Sorry, Madman. Yeah. Oh yeah, you're right. Wow, yeah, it is.
Like Andro has more armor than the than the Batman here. And this is like, it comes back to like good pickups of items on the supporting cast. So Andro went for Abyssal, Lex Talionis on the Empath, which he can just freely use. So it's like a lot of armor that like prevents them from getting bursted down, as we see his staff pick up on the Empath.
Yep, just noticed that. I was going to bring that up. So that makes cooldown a lot less, right? It look like.
Yeah, and also so the staff effect of the Monkey King is maybe if you you can see it here. You can jump over trees now.
Oh, it gives him the staff effect?
Yeah, so if Empath gets staff, like the target that he jumps gets a staff effect.
That's crazy.
And like the Monkey King staff effect is like you can jump over trees, and like you get 3 activations of the Q.
So more mobility for the Monkey King against the Hammer Storm. Great.
Yeah, he's never gonna like, and you're so free to use the W, as you can see. Like, okay, so I highly encourage you to go play Monkey King and then buy Staff of the Master and Jadespire. Because your Qs become like 400 range.
In mid-wars, I might do that, yeah.
Like even in TMM or like in the Force of Calvadar.
Oh no, my team would rage at me hardcore and start throwing if I did that.
It's a sacrifice. It's a sacrifice you're willing to make, right?
No. It's already miserable experiences, man, sometimes. Mid-wars, sure.
It's hardcore Monkey King, basically. You're just jumping around all over the place. It's so much fun
for sure. I just see an Esthon here. It's just having fun with it for sure. All right, so I was gonna say, well, for Vinicius, like, what's their win condition now? Because especially with that's just that much more elusive of a Monkey King. They are gonna continue pushing bottom. I mean, we talked about the scrap over and over again with that Varaxis. It's 20 seconds. I'm guessing it's gonna send it bottom again. So you have to worry about that.
So like their supporting cast is everyone is getting really tanky. What is the win condition? Oh, the sheepstick, I guess.
Pharaoh jumping in right to the Pharaoh, gonna lock down Pearl in the midst of it. Hammerstorm finds his target, though. Good swap in the last second, but it doesn't matter. Monkey King, no, they get the counter lockdown on a Hammerstorm, and he is taken out. He bites back immediately. Monkey King remains alive, though. Andromeda with the save at the last second. Vorax is out. It's going to help in this team fight. They are going to kill Andromeda finally as the buyback Hammerstorm does his job there, but they hold off the base push ultimately. They only lose a tower, but man, that was so close to losing the Monkey King. Somehow managed to escape.
Why does Hammerstorm have barbed armor?
Yeah, that is interesting, actually. Huh.
Did he misclick?
I mean, it's one of those... It's like, it kind of makes sense, but you're using an item slot for that. It's like, would you rather have a barbed armor over the Frostwell Skull, for example, as we're talking about? Oh, wow. What is this? Is that real?
Oh, he sold Elder Parasite.
Yeah, that's right.
He sold Elder Parasite for that.
Well, he has it in Sanitarius now, so he probably... Can you split that up and...
I think he was... no, you can't... Like, it's a recipe. So you can't split Sanitarius. And Elder Parasite's also a recipe. So what you usually do is like... You get like Whispering Helm, take a creep, and then split that up for Incendiaries and Elder Parasite. Because you need Elder Parasite for the movement speed. And the attack speed on the Hammerstorm. But yeah, like you saw like Monkey King was so close to death there, right? Monkey King like got down to 5% HP, more or less. Before like the Hammerstorm got bola'd and it was just all over. But maybe just get like a Geobane then, right? Get rid of the Bola, or purchase yourself with Geobane. Or I think that's the only like realistic perch you can buy.
Like a Lincoln's? Like a Lincoln's to help like make it a thing where they have to at least use a couple of single target? Like, I don't know.
In Nullstone or
sorry, Nullstone, yeah.
Yeah, you could, but they have a lot of like they have a lot of abilities that go through Shrunken.
Yeah.
So like Monkey King W, Andro Swap, you know. Just in general like a lot of abilities. So that Nullstone isn't really worth an item slot, I would say. I would still say like Geobane. So a really strong thing about the Geobang with Wingbow is because you have unit walking with the Wingbow, you can like use geos and then like all your illusions will stack on top of each other.
Yeah.
So if you want to use like Bola on the Hammerstorm, then it's basically like a 1/3 chance. Oh, they're going in.
Oh, Conqueror, but they jumped immediately. Monkey King, nice off save with the Soaring Spirit as Avalanche initiate from Tundra. Monkey King still well alive. Hammerstorm, he jumped in. Blamill's going to be popped right there, but his teammates are dying around, and Barbed Robber's going to be wearing off, though, putting the beat down on to Monkey King, gets to kill an Andromeda. Flash freeze also giving them the place. Madman's getting low, but no, heals on up, and down goes the Hammerstorm. Elonia's also going to be picked off. And the Conqueror successful fight right into a big wipeout for the Legion side, and now Esthon actually is going right to the top lane. They want to try to make the best of this. Hammerstorm buys back his second and final buyback, but this could be the beginning of the end now.
Yeah, like the barbed armor has this, like it doesn't really help you against what's already happening here is that you're being kited.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, the last stand of sorts. There's that disarm immediately coming out. Can't really take it off right now. Pharaoh, good mummy protection. Alonia being run down, ain't getting away. Blaymill's up, but they don't even care. Pharaoh's like, yeah, I got one of those too. Yeah. Bloodbath and no buybacks now. No concede just yet, but that's going to be the top racks. Middle racks already taken out. There's a concede vote. It is GG. Game one going to top green tag.
Forks did push bottom, by the way.
Oh, yeah. There you go. Got the base tower.
Yeah, it's a small victory. But yeah, well played by Green Tech. I think honestly the drafts carried them into the late game there. Mm-hmm. Both Monkey King and Madman and the Pharaoh as well, just 3 heroes that like deal with the Hammerstorm really well.
Yeah. Yeah, well played by them. I mean, I gotta say, credit to Vinicius though for making that one very interesting. They certainly did, and I thought with that overwhelming start, it's gonna be hard to recover from. They got that down about a 2,000 net worth lead mid game right there. That it was becoming a very